Greetings, Benjamin J from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, continuing my experiments with the lawnmower battery. I've only run it for about an hour tonight. Anyway, on the rail I have a Marx 1998 with the Lionel adapters, as you see, front and rear truck. And I've got a consist of 16 Lionel cars. This is fairly heavy. And, oh, here's that 999, as you see. Oil's beginning to penetrate the paint. And this is actually going to look quite good tomorrow. Anyway, the Marx 1998 16 Lionel cars. I've got the controller on the third rail with a magnetic lock-on. The Mighty Max battery is ready to go. So let's see how this runs. This is a heavy load and a fairly good-sized locomotive. As you see, up and running with plenty of power to spare. Plenty. Let's take it a bit faster. As you see. So this battery is running this just absolutely perfectly. No problem at all. All without AC power. That's the neat thing about this. As you see, that's moving around rather well. Good bright headlight, plenty of power, 16 Lionel cars with no problem at all. So I'll be testing this battery probably another couple of hours tonight, and then all day tomorrow. I'm going to see what it takes to actually kill it. So it's already got about an hour of runtime on it. So that's a 5 amp hour battery. So even so, if these are pulling less than an amp, and most of them will, if they're pulling half an amp, this battery will run it for 10 hours. But as you see, it's running this with no problem at all. Plenty of speed, plenty of current as well. Running really well. So this little battery, 13 bucks on eBay with free shipping. Rechargeable wet cell. So a good dependable battery. More than enough power to run the layout. As you see, it's running splendidly. No problem with this at all. So like I said, with intermittent use, this will last for days. It's easily portable. It is not very big, as you see. And this is not a big battery at all. And yet it's running this with no problem at all. At all. Running really well. Let's slow it down. That's one thing you can do with this battery that you cannot do with AC, is run these things really slow. As you see, you could not run this thing this slow on AC. It just will not run this slow. Even on the curves. As you see. That's running really well. And of course, the slower you run it, the less power you're using. Like I said, you cannot do this on AC. It just will not run this slow. It'll just stop and buzz. All right, let's take it up a bit. And of course, the E unit works with no problem at all. Okay, let's take it back up to speed. So there we are, back at our original setting. So now it's just a matter of testing it to see how long it will run. So I'm going to test it with lots of different locomotives, of course. But again, it's a really interesting experiment, running model trains on batteries. And this wouldn't be possible without this little controller. You know, if you just hook the battery up straight, there's full speed. Let's slow it down before it derails. So you see, there's a lot of power in this battery, more than enough. And this little battery, if it only lasted 6 hours, if it lasted 8 hours, you're good for all day. But I'm betting it's going to last much longer than that. Of course, the only way to tell is to run it and find out. What I need to do is hook up an ammeter and see what current this thing is actually pulling, and that way I could calculate how long it would last. But even so, once it slows down, it will still run for hours. So it is working with no problem at all. So $10 for this little controller, $13 for this little tiny battery. As you see, it's almost small enough to put in a pocket. It is really, really small. 5 amps. So we'll see how long it runs, but sealed lead acid battery. So it's a good, reliable battery. It's spill proof. Once it goes dead, you just recharge it. And I've got that little 1 amp power supply that I'm running the whistle off of. And that'll be perfect for charging this battery. It's going to work really, really well. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video on running the 1998 on this little lawnmower battery. And it is running just absolutely perfectly, as you see. Anyway, I'll continue to do some follow-ups, keep you informed of what's going on with this. But I'm sure this is going to run for at least a day. I mean, a full 8-hour day. The only way to tell is to test it and find out. So, just want to do a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.